Better get ready, better get ready. We don't back down, this is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. Gonna raise up a white flag. Didn't come this far just to turn back. The curtains fall for the last act. Breaking that levee, breaking that levee. We don't back down, this is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. We don't back down, this is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary.
It's explosive. You can't control this, no. I got metal running through my bones, a resurrection like a ghost. Hurricane, go ahead and blow. Where you could keep your white flag, I'll never fold. A shadow on the battlefield, a survivor, never yield. A thunder, go ahead and shade. Don't run from the storm when I feel the rain. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. I got a fever in my blood, a falling embers from above. I feel the heat when the pressure blows, a wildfire that you can't control. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. With every beat on my heart,
years of speed, 10 years of stories. For the past 10 years, we've been more than just spectators. We've been the heartbeat of local racing, growing alongside the tracks, drivers, and fans who make it all possible. From the dusty turns to the checkered flags, we've shared every triumph and every challenge, making memories that last a lifetime. As we mark this milestone, we're not just looking back, we're revving up for the future. We are expanding, bringing you even more racing, more coverage, and more ways to connect with the adrenaline-fueled world we love. Our commitment to the local racing community is unwavering, and the next chapter promises to be our most exciting yet.
The regular season is done. The bracket challenge has concluded. And now the run towards the championship rolls on. We're to round one of the playoffs with the Stars and Stripes Racing League tonight from Homestead, Miami virtually. It is the South Beach 200. Precision banking, mile and a half here. And this is the place we'll be tonight for 200 miles, 133 nights in. Drivers will start putting their chess pieces in order to declare checkmate on the rest of their adversaries to lock up a title here for the Stripes Racing League. Welcome to coverage of iRacing on LSRTV. I am Wesley Outland. My color analyst is or me. I'll be on the call by tonight. Charles Wood is on production and director. He might chime in a time or two. Sometimes I get him to talk. I understand his microphone was messed up, but I think it's back going again after he turned around and bought some new ones, I believe. So, yeah. He got frustrated, bought new microphones, and the old mic back working again. So, hey, just do like me for CRN, Charles. Buy everything. Don't buy everything in bulk, right? Buy everything in bulk, because you never know if something's going to quit working, right? Hey, come on. I have a very valid point. Take a look at the Hunt the Front TV race information. We're in action, I believe, this weekend at Smoky Mountain Speedway in Maryville, Tennessee. HuntTheFront.tv. No fast repair. 100% fuel capacity. 4 sets of tires. 1 attempt at overtime if need be for green-white checker shootout. And this is 200 miles, 134. Well, I guess they changed their mind. You're going to get an extra lap of free racing. It's supposed to be at 200 miles, 134 laps, but it's going to be 133 laps now. Or it was supposed to be 133 laps. It's now going 134 laps is what I meant to say. So, yeah. Oh, you could be wrong. Oh, okay. Well, he might be wrong. He might be wrong. So, anyhow, let's take off in creative weather. Track temp in triple digits here in the sim. The sun bearing down on the precision banking at Homestead, Miami on the virtual mile and a half. 106 degrees cloudy, but the sun is out right now. Temp at 78, wind speed at 2 miles an hour. And while that rolls on, here comes some of the qualifiers. Led by the first man out, the points leader. 3 wins on the year in the regular season, 11 top 5s and 13 top 10s. The Pied Piper with a 39-point lead going into the playoffs, Scott Rickard. Tire Pros entry from New York on the track to qualify. High Rock Vodka also on that sponsor. And we'll see what the Chevrolet Camaro number 05 will be able to do as he's on the clock here, ready to take time. Thanks to everybody for joining us. Over 8,000 subscribers for LSRTV. If you've not become a subscriber, click that button. Josh is cheering on Grattan and Kreitz again as always. It seems like we always hear that week in, week out from some fans there in the chat. Thank you very much. And it's Gloshin now to qualify. Rickard, by the way. Second on the board is Christian Loschen. Just took fast time. 33.952. 33.952 seconds for that driver there. Scott Rickard back to second. Josh Whitaker the third. William Duff, Ross Tatum top five. Watching all these guys working their way around the racetrack here. So the run towards the championship begins now. Obviously, as I aforementioned, regular season done. The bracket challenge is over as well. And now these guys start making a run towards the championship. If you're going to do it, you better do it. You better do it now. Trey Jackson, Nation Camaro number 5. On the racetrack now. Ross Tatum will now be the new quick man for XSS Racing. Chevrolet number 21, the Sprite entry 33.399, 33.399 as he will now go to the top of the board. Hashtag fake news. Zach Kreitz just went P1 for GWC Race 46 Chevrolet is Trey Jackson finishing up with his lap 12th on lap 1. Lap 2, will he climb? Yes, couple of spots up to 10th. Aaron Hell. Camel. Is it in you? Do you remember that Camel race car back in the day, Charles? Remember back in the day when Jimmy Spencer drove it? Camel. You remember? Yeah, Camel's number 4 machine, Aaron Hell on the track. Kreitz, Chris Smith, Ross Tatum, Jason Grattan right now. Kyle McCoy in the top 5. Scott Rickard has fell back all the way to 6. Here comes Aaron Hell, ready to qualify. By the way, Scott Rickard, Kyle McCoy separated by 39 points coming into the championship playoff. 60 points back is Christopher Smith. 96 back is Thomas Ogle. Will Bustler, the top 5, 134 back. Aaron Hell finishing up with his time on lap number 1. He ain't even going to try to finish his second lap, good enough for 10th. Here comes Ryan Lynch. Car number 34 coming down to the line here. Cookout. USAA Bank number 31, good enough for a top 5. That's a really good qualifying run, actually, for the number Ford throttle racing of Ryan Lynch. Usually he is mired in the back. And qualifying is done. We go to playoff racing here at Homestead, Miami. And without a further ado, your Verizon 5G Pole Award winner is going to be Zach Kreitz. And here's your starting lineup for the South Beach 200. On the pole, Zach Kreitz, again, the Verizon 5G Network Pole Award winner. Christopher Smith on the outside in row 81. Row 2 will find Thomas Ogle and Josh Robinson in car number 30. Row 3, Ross Tatum and Ryan Lynch on the outside. What a qualifying drive in the 31 car. Row 4 will find Jason Grattan, followed by Kyle McCoy in the 7. Your top 10 here at Homestead will find the points leader, Scott Rickard, Christian Loschen on the outside. Row 6, Will Bustler and Aaron Hell right there in that camel machine. Row 7, Josh Whitaker. And supposedly, according to my producer Charles, my twin of the world, Nate Lynch in car number 25. Row 8 will find Trey Jackson and William Duff IV. He got a podium finish, a win actually last week. Row Tammy McNally and Tom Wizza right there. Row 9. Row 10, Trainer and Mark Fish, the Mark and Mark row on row 10, top 20. And by himself, Henry Smith in car number 91. The playoffs for the Stars and Stripes Racing League and the South Beach 200 from on LSRTV is proudly presented by these fine sponsors. Thank you as always to thank you for having it. There we go. Thank you to Butt Kicker, the #1 vibrating race seat in iRacing. Next Level Racing. Thank you also to On the Throttle Podcast, understanding they're not doing the show anymore, but archives are available on all podcast platforms and outlets. And Verizon, home of the nation's 5G network, and your Verizon Fast Time here, Zach Kreitz in the Chevrolet number 46. So the run to the championship rolls on to the stretch. This week, it's 5 rounds in the playoffs. This week, South Beach 200 at Homestead, Miami. Next week, it is the throwback night for the old school 200 at North Wilkesboro Auto Club for round number 3. The Valley of the Sun 150 for Phoenix, the penultimate race of the year, and the champion will be decided in the Sin City Shootout, M City, Las Vegas Motor Speedway, May 23rd. Oh, and by the way, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, May 30th. The date has been locked in. Just want to let everyone know that. May 30th, Thursday night, May 30th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, the annual running of the greatest virtual spectacle in racing for the Stars and Stripes, the Memorial 500 from Indianapolis. And right now, we're coming to green in South Beach, baby. We're underway at Homestead. 200 miles, 133 laps the distance, and right on the bat, the Baby Ruth Candy Bar Machine. Kentucky Jayhawks, number 46. Zach Kreitz leads them down the straightaway. Christopher Smith in tow. Thomas Ogle will follow. Right in him, Ross Tatum, 1 through 4. Along with, of course, Robinson, your top 5. Coming down to the line, to the stripe. 1 in, 132 to go. 200 miles of this one here tonight. And obviously, as it stands right now, Zach quickly on the jump leads the way over about a quarter second back on Smith. All single file around the racetrack, holding their line. Tatum there under attack. Behind him is Josh Robinson, Jason Gratton, Scott Rickard, the points leader. All this racing going on now is worked the way off the corner. Pretty wide. If Rickard's in the middle, Robinson, though, clears him. McCoy on the outside also. There's the White Claw number 11. The driver, of course, Thomas Ogle from Ohio. Ogle's Auto Sales in a Chevrolet right now. Up to third. Everybody just kind of quietly getting in line. Gratton now going to try to go to the top of the racetrack to make a move. Still going to kind of come up short as they're side-by-side again at the line. Tatum now battles Gratton alongside. Gratton on the outside door. Robinson and Rickard now door-to-door behind them also. Opening handful of laps. We mentioned the word precision banking, and that can happen here at Homestead. Ross Tatum now to the inside. Rickard going to run him back down again as well. Down the front straightaway. Single file back to the turn. And Grattan there. Grattan on the inside. They follow. Ross Tatum also competing. Nazareth Blanchard's Xfinity Series. He qualified the other night. Got a really good chance to catch up with him to talk about not only that, but also the Stars and Stripes Racing League. And he said that he kind of had a desire where he was kind of getting burnout with iRacing, but that desire is now back again. Inside, William Duff the fourth on the bottom of the racetrack. There goes LSRTV. That is Ryan Lynch. Probably one of the best qualifying efforts ever done by the driver there for Lynch to start this race. Behind him, in front of him, my apologies, Aaron Hell. That's outside the top 10. So free falling back is the driver Ryan Lynch. Obviously still a long way to go in this one here. Zach Kreitz in the lead. What a job for the number 46. Can stay in front. Wright, Smith, Ogle on the race. File. There goes William Duff the fourth in, making a run to the Lynch, trying to run downhill. Going on again. Closing in, believe it or not, on 10 laps into this event so far when they come back to the line. And everyone just kind of riding and driving single file. That ends with Zach Kreitz still leading the way. There you see Lynch again, qualified in the 5th spot, following or 6th position, following way back down to 12th spot on the racetrack. Another lap on the board. Down the front, Christopher Smith, Tom Ogle. That's the battle now for 3rd on the racetrack. These are also drivers that are in the top 5 in the run to the championship. Obviously, Thomas Ogle with 1 win this year. Christopher Smith with no wins, but better consistent finishes. As right now, he is, of course, 7 top 5s, 13 top 10s. This year for the man 3rd in the points now. Single file for a moment as they work their way again off of turn number 4 back to the line. So 11 laps into it now. Chris Smith. Partners Tom Ogle, Jason Grattan, Tatum, Scott Rickard, Josh Robinson, Kyle McCoy, Will Bustler, Christian Lawson right now, your top 10. That's the way it stands. Racetrack. Kreitz and Smith, and they're now again Smith and Ogle battling. Ogle now to 2nd spot. Tom Ogle getting around him right there. Down that back stretch. So we're just getting started here. 120 laps to go with the kind of course it has been. Zach Kreitz looking to trying to lock up a win, of course. It's in the playoffs as well. Zach Kreitz is 8th in the standings. Had to use a provisional earlier in the year, but the driver has 2 top 5s and 7 top 10s right now. And he is the man that is currently leading the way here as we close in, of course, on 20 laps into so far. Scott Rickard up high. There's the 7th on the racetrack. 15 of 133 laps right now. That's the way it stands currently here. As we start to see now, Jason Gratton climb up, run into the top 5, trying to clear by Robinson and get after Rick's spot to get into the top 5 position. All this going on the racetrack now, working lap number 15 on in the South Beach 200. I think of the word South Beach and I think of South Beach Tow. And if you remember the repo show that used to be on True TV, and it was based out of Miami. And I've been to this track before. Way down south. All right. Get to the Gulf, or get to the Florida Keys, if you will. 16 of 133 in the South Beach 200. And now you see Robinson and Gratton continue to battle. Gratton on the outside, Robinson on the inside. Kyle is starting to now get that Celsius peak entry now, start to make a climb as Gratton's up in the wall. All the while, Kreitz continuing to hit his marks. He leads the way. Tom Ogle, Ross Tatum, Scott Rickard, your top 5 as we're all single file here. Closing in on 20 laps here at the Beach 200. We're going to take a break and go side by side. You do not miss any of the action. We are back with... We don't... Okay, well, let's just take a break then. We'll go to a commercial break and we'll be back. If something happens, we'll break in from Homestead. Now, no change at the time. It is still Zach Kreitz leading here in the South Beach 200.
10 years of speed. 10 years of stories. For the past 10 years, we've been more than just spectators. We've been the heartbeat of local racing, growing alongside the tracks, drivers, and fans who make it all possible. From the dusty turns to the checkered flags, we've shared every triumph and every challenge, making memories that last a lifetime. As we mark this milestone, we're not just looking back, we're revving up for the future. We are expanding, bringing you even more racing, more coverage, and more ways to connect with the adrenaline-fueled world we love. Our commitment to the local racing community is unwavering, and the next chapter promises to be our most exciting yet.
Drag race to the line!
Closing in at number 23 of this. Go back to coverage of iRacing LSRTV, the playoffs, round one in the South Beach to Homestead, Miami. Charles Wooten is, of course, pushing the buttons. I am Wesley Outland. And right now it has been the Zach Kreitz show, picking them up and putting them down. The man in car, Zach Kreitz and the Baby Ruth Kansas Jayhawks entry Chevrolet from Colorado. Smith has moved to second. Third in the point for 7 top 5s, 13 top 10s. Behind Rickard for the points championship. And there's Kyle McCoy, sitting in 6th spot right at the top 5. Of course, he's second in the point standings. Wins of anybody this year. He had four wins, 10 top 5s and 11 top 10s for that driver. Across the line, it's still in front again, leading the way. 26 of 133 laps the distance right now. Robinson off the corner off 4. Here comes Whitaker now. Whitaker up high. Here comes Jackson to 5 on side. Lynch behind him along with McNally. They will continue the battle side by side. And they work their way to the back stretch now. Jackson getting the clear on Whitaker. Whitaker now. We'll see if he can come back to River as they work their way again down into third. Thanks to everybody for joining us right now. It has been Zach Kreitz, all Zach Kreitz leading in this race. Nobody has been able to contend with anybody else on the track. He has been the Pied Piper, if you will, so far. So we got a car driving down. Well, let's trigger a caution. I want to say that was Lynch possibly in 31. And it's the 31 of Lynch who got really loose. Much going on the racetrack. I don't know if production Charles can show us a replay of maybe what just happened to one, as he is still continuing to slam into the safe barrier. And look on the replay of what just here. Trying to make a run on the inside of Whitaker, and there you see a side draft, and whoa! Fought the car, fishtailed the rear end, and was stumbled to keep on rolling. And then, of course, half a lap later, he is into the safer barrier, and you see him continue to rim ride all as they go back into turn number 1. Closing in on 30 laps into this one at 100 to go. Playoffs for the opening round of the Starks Racing League. There you see now Robinson, McCoy going at it. This is for the top 5 spot. Celsius, Libfoot, Peach 5, number 7 up on the outside. There's the Chevrolet. Trying to battle the Chevrolet of Josh Robinson. That, of course, the micro card, micro center data 30. And here comes the crossover. Let the 7 get the clear on Robinson. Pulls up in front of the front end of the number 30 and put Kyle McCoy down to the number 5 spot. 4 wins this year. McCoy, 39 points back over Scott Rickard in the run to the championship. All of this going on again here with a lap. Approach 100 to go. Flag to flag so far by Stacks, picking them up and putting them down here. And they'll be closing in on 100 to go back here to the line. 200 miles the distance. In the South Beach 200, 103 laps, and all the while it is still Zach Kreitz. There's Ogle and McCoy. The best battle on the racetrack right now is their single file. Working off the corner, there's McCoy, got a run on the bottom. Robinson in, losing ground on the 2 cars. The interval now almost, of course, 5 seconds from here to Kreitz for Robinson on back. And here comes McCoy down to the inside, battling Tom Ogle. Ogle in that number 11 machine. Of course, Tom Ogle with a win earlier this year. His only win of the season, as a matter of fact. That race came 2 weeks at Iowa Speedway. He picked up the win in those Xfinity cars here. Obviously, see Kyle McCoy, number 2 in the points in the playoffs. 4 wins this year. 10 top 5s, 11 top 10s for the driver, Kyle McCoy. Came, of course, back in February at Bristol, at Kansas, Darlington, and Nashville. Those are the 4 tracks that we saw Kyle McCoy win. Still continue to see him set sail away from Ogle in that number 11 White Claw entry. Behind him, Josh Robinson. Robinson of the Micro Center Chipotle, driver of the Sheriff from Ohio, currently right now just kind of waiting patiently, minding P's and Q's. Sitting in that 6th spot. Under 100 laps now. Race continues to roll on here, closing into about midway, 1 of the way. As Kreitz continues to pull them, staying in that top spot. And they're now Ogle and Robinson continue to have a battle now. This is probably the best racetrack. It looks like from the track map, everybody is all single file. There is absolutely nothing going on. Is now Helen Lawson break out to be a liar. Just a moment. Inside, there's Hale. For the most part, everyone else is also on the racetrack. That's, of course, Shell going at it. 10th and 11th spot. Hale up high, Lawson on the inside. He has got a run on him. Can he get the clear? No, he cannot. Everybody working their way back in the turn 2 down the back stretch. Kreitz behind them, going back into 1 and 2 again is the battle now here. Side by side between Hale and Lawson. And of course the other battle we've been watching is between Ogle and Robinson. Those are the only kind of side by side, if you will, around the racetrack. Christian Loschen holding his own, staying inside single file as they work their way back into the corner again. There's that number 4 Machine of Hell. That's the way they all stay here. Everybody around the racetrack, of course, now 3/4 of the speedway as the leader works their way back into turn number 3 and 4. The leader just crosses the line of Kreitz. Here comes Loschen now. That's Loschen in the number 11 position. Fighting a little, handling off the rear end of the car, coming off of 4. Another lap here. 40 laps of 133. .41 of 130 laps, and my producer says, let's crank it up, feel the roar for the playoffs of Stars and Stripes in South Beach. Closing in on 50 laps into this event. Again, right now, it is still Zach Kreitz continuing to lead the way. There you see him right there. Catch me if you can. Chris Smith right there behind him. Kyle McCoy in third. Ross Tatum in fourth as you watch him funnel off of turn 4 back down to the line from the awesome cameras from Charles Wooten. Robinson in the top 5, and there's the interval. That's the way it looks right now. Seeing him come around the racetrack, it has been all Zach Kreitz. Any of you Zach Kreitz fans cheering him on. He has been the Pied Piper, as now Lynch is on pit road. Ryan Lynch started this race in 6th on pit road now to the attention of his crew. Lynch, 4 tires and fuel is what it looks like right now. As Kreitz all going at it. Smith, McCoy, Tatum, Robinson, top 5, 4 tires, fuel. Loschen on pit road. Christian Loschen giving up now 10th, or 12th spot, correction. Coming down pit road, he is now going to take on tires and fuel. Green flag pit stop. Yes, stop here. You see the little arrow that says stop here? Stop here, please. Four tires and fuel and all of this going on now. All of this going on now, but of course, Zach Kreitz still continue to be the man that leads the way. Chris Smith, when do they come down pit road? Here you see now Will Bustler. Bustler and Ogle now behind one another, right behind Robinson. This, of course, is going on now for 4th, 5th, 6th on the racetrack. Ross Tatum coming down pit road. He just gave up position on the track in the Topo Chico Sparkling Water Coca-Cola number 21. And did you know? Oh boy, Tatum almost crashing, entering on pit road. He's still in his box. They say it's fair game. There's Tatum storming off pit road, thundering down to the line. And getting back on track. When does Kreitz come in? Right now, everybody in the top 11 have not pitted yet. Driver of the number 46, continuing to lead the way. What a performance by Zach Kreitz. So impressed with the job that he has done. When will he be coming in? The answer is right now. Now lap number 50 comes now. The 46 cheerleader is in. Zach Kreitz is in. Will Bustler is in. Tom Ogle mimics and follows what the leader does. Monkey see, monkey do. Mark Fish. Here comes now Cratton on pit road. Jason Gratton on pit road. Will Bustler, 13 pulling out of Mark Fish. Pit stops going on here. 52 laps working it on the racetrack when they come back to the line with now Chris Smith, the new leader. He'll peel off and come down to pit road in the 81. You're seeing Bustler get his pit stop done. There's the Apex Energy Chevrolet, the number 81, Christopher Smith, 4 tires and fuel. McCoy, Robinson, Rickard, William Duff the 4th. The top 5 now is Zach Kreitz when it cycles back around. There's McCoy, the Cyhawk Motorsports number 7. He comes onto the pit lane on lap 52. Working lap 53, got to work on getting into the binders to not lock up the rear end of the car. The Celsius Live Fit Peach Vibe number 7 Chevrolet storming off the racetrack, pillied onto the pit lane, and he will now take on 4 tires and fuel for his first pit stop of the race. Team Miata, Josh Robinson now the new leader. Scott Rickard, William Duff the 4th. Those are the only 3 drivers that have not pitted yet, as now Tom Ogle gets around Robinson to get back on the lead lap in the 11. His teammate, Team Miata, McCoy off pit road. He'll fall back to 9th. All that's going on here is we're about less than 12, 13 laps away to the halfway mark of this race and being 100 miles into it. So far, clean and green. No problem whatsoever here in this race. Here comes Robinson now. He'll come onto the pit lane. He'll pit the Micro Center Computers Electronics number 30 Chevrolet. This will give the lead to Scott Rickard, the points leader. William Duff, the 4th behind him, the Talladega winner last week. Pit stops continuing to go along here. Josh Robinson getting his tires. By the way, here comes down. Rickard locks up the rear end of the car. There might be a penalty, maybe an EOL for Rickard. He definitely came onto the pit lane really quick. And now one car left to qualify. Stands alone. The lone wolf, William Duff the fourth. As Rickard locks up the rear end tires again, entering into his pit box. 4 tires and fuel. If they hold him longer, it could be an EOL penalty. We'll see. He was definitely squilling tires onto the pit lane. Looks like no harm, no foul. That might be a penalty for William Duff the fourth and maybe more. Oh, man. Entering on the racetrack just a little too quickly there. The 17 on the pit road of William Duff the fourth. Winner last week, obviously at Talladega. No penalty for either William Duff the fourth or Scott Rickard. Kreitz on pit road. Here comes the 46 now. I'm sorry, off of turn 4 is what I meant to say. He already pitted. Actually, everybody has now pitted, and it cycles back around to the 46 back to the lead again. The Baby Ruth Kansas Jayhawks number 46 machine. The driver, of course, out of Colorado. Zach Kreitz leading the way when it counts the most. Zach Kreitz looking for his first win, and it will come in the playoffs if he can get it done. Lynch in 25. The Budweiser colors. He's in that 5th position of the Chevrolet Camaro. Kreitz, Smith, Tatum, McCoy, Ogle, Lynch, Lawson, Jackson, Bustler, Hale, top 10. Single file, everyone is on the track again after pitting, and they are scattered and littered around the 1.5 miles here at Homestead, Miami. The leader, Kreitz, on the back stretch now. There is Ogle. He is in 5th. Now entering turn 2. Here comes Robinson, 3 wide in the middle. Smith in 91. Grattan on the outside. Plenty of room given. 91 backs away. This is going on, by the way, for looks like 12th, 13th, and 14th on the racetrack, actually, as they go back into turn number 1. That's going into turn 1, and the leader, Kreitz, is in turn 3. That's the difference of the interval, at least between the top 10. Top 12 is now Robinson alongside Grattan. Here comes now Lynch and Lawson. That's the battle now for 5th, 6th. Lynch inside. Lawson back on the bottom, trying to come back and go for a crossover. He can't get there. We're closing in on 100 miles. This race is flying by here at Homestead, Miami. Only 37 minutes in sim time now. Could be possibly one of the quickest races on record for the Stars and Stripes Racing League, because, man, it is going by fast. Thanks for those joining us in the chat box. Give us a like, a share, a follow on social media. Hit subscribe if you've not done so. Over 8,000 subscribers. We broke that mark with Full Throttle Trucks last Wednesday night. And thank you for joining us on your home for sim racing. I'm Wesley Outlet, Charles Wooten on production. Here comes now Lawson and Lynch again side by side. behind Bustler. Bustler in sixth. There you see him. Going at it stride for stride, the 25 and the 3. That, of course, is for 6th and 7th position. Or 7th and 8th, actually, correction. There's Hale behind him in the 9th spot. Jackson in the 5 and 10th. Everybody in some shape or form using every inch of the mile and a half here at Homestead, Miami. There are cars littered. I don't know if there's a way we can go from the top camera view, aerial view, pan away shot real quickly. You could literally see cars from all ends of the spectrum around this racetrack right now for the track map. There's the aerial view, aerial coverage of tonight's race presented by iRacing and, of course, on livesimracing.com. And there goes Hale inside of Losh. 2 for 1 if he can get around Lynch. I don't think he'll get there just yet. Halfway home, 100 miles down and 100 miles to go. What a performance by the driver. Having a good race so far. Understanding somebody told me about the virtual concession stand. I think that's what the boss in production is eating on right now as we continue to roll into this race. And of course, the driver of that number 46 machine. Continuing to hold on to the top spot. There's Lynch. Lynch now launched it on the outside. There's Robinson now back on the bottom in the 30. Joshua Robinson, plenty of room to launch it in the 3. Lynch in the 25 as that goes on side by side at the stripe. I don't know if our producer can show you a track map on the broadcast. I don't think he can. But I can tell you, I have it in my broadcast picture notes, and I can tell you that literally there is cars all around every part of this racetrack right now in a circle. Like literally every spectrum of the racetrack that you look at, the leaders are there. And lap cars also. Let's give you the full field rundown as we have just passed over 100 miles into this race. Zach Kreitz is the leader. There he is. Christopher Smith is in second. Kyle McCoy is third. Ross Tatum fourth. Tom Ogle right now in the top 5. Will Bustler is 6th. Aaron Hell is 7th. Joshua Robinson is 8th. Nate Lynch is 9th. And Christian Lawson now in the top 10. 11th is Trey Jackson. 12th is Jason Gratton. Scott Rickard is 13th, the points leader. Ryan Lynch is 14th, and William Duff, the 4th. The Talladega winner last week, is 15th. Rest of the rundown includes William Duff, along with William Duff, Zachary Smith, Mark Fish, Tom Wizza. All cars on the lead lap. 19th and 20th is Mark Schrader, 12 laps down. 28 laps down is Josh Whitaker. Tim McNally is 40 laps down. That is your full field rundown here at Homestead. Quick break. We'll be back. If something happens, we'll chime in if there's trouble. But right now, it is an open book, shut case for anybody to catch Kreitz here at Homestead, Miami. The South Beach 200 nears the home stretch at 200 miles. We'll be back in a moment.
10 years of speed. 10 years of stories. For the past 10 years, we've been more than just spectators. We've been the heartbeat of local racing, growing alongside the tracks, drivers, and fans who make it all possible. From the dusty turns to the checkered flags, we've shared every triumph and every challenge, making memories that last a lifetime. As we mark this milestone, we're not just looking back, we're revving up for the future. We are expanding, bringing you even more racing, more coverage, and more ways to connect with the adrenaline-fueled world we love. Our commitment to the local racing community is unwavering, and the next chapter promises to be our most exciting yet.
Drag race to the line.
Heading to the home stretch of the Southeast 200. Forget you. If you only knew what we talk about off air, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to coverage of iRacing on LSRTV. I'm Wesley Outland. The South Beach 200 rolls into the home stretch. And all the while out in front right now, it is still not a thing changed. Zach Kreitz continuing to kick butt and take names. He's dominating. Nobody can catch him. He's in his own world, literally. Well, maybe a half a second back is Christopher Smith. But there you see the points leader, Scott Rickard. Rickard is at least being consistent tonight at Homestead. He's in the number 9 spot as we're closing in on 80 of 133 laps and about over 50 laps to go in this race. What a performance, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to say here live on the air because I know what day it is and I was saving it for this moment, and I'm sure that's why Charles is in such a flabbergasted mood. Charles Wooten is celebrating a birthday today. Our producer extraordinaire, Charles Wooten. Happy birthday, brother. I did not forget about you, my friend. Happy birthday, and I wish you many, 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 many more. Yes. Happy birthday. Yeah. I mean, I've worked with you for 5 years. I knew it was your birthday today, right? I mean, I knew it was. It was. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Did you mute me? Don't mute me. What are you? Oh, okay. It's coming off rails now. They're gonna be like, God Almighty, don't let that guy sing again. He's a good announcer, but God, don't let him sing again. No,
I will go on mic and say,
I know it's like nails on a chalkboard.
They can hear me now. When we came back on air, and you told me to hush up, that was me telling him to not sing off air. And so apparently we decided to do it on air too. So
No, seriously though, Charles, happy birthday, brother. Love you, man, for sure, definitely. I do, for sure. Well, we worked with each other for 5 years now. I mean, it's been I've said this before on even other radio shows and podcasts. You know, you build relationships with guys that you work with for a long time, whether it's virtual now today with the world we live in, and of course reality. And I consider you a good friend. We've worked together for half a decade, and we have our little spats and moments and FU moments sometimes, but they were friends, and yeah. We've done real events together. Yes, we have. Yes, sir. So definitely, man. Big kudos to you. Happy birthday, and wish you many, many more. I don't think you're as old as I am, though. You ain't reached that level yet. How old are you now? 26, 27? 30. Okay. Yeah, I'm still older. Respect your elders. It's Call me Grandpa. Oh. I guess I am the oldest of everybody here on the team, and they always call me Jeff is. Jeff don't like to get on the air, though. Even though he is a good commentator. He actually really is. He done that 6 hours of the adrenaline race for us. Oh, here we go. Oh, finally something to talk about. Battle for the lead now. Start talking about birthdays and ages, and things start to get spicy here now. Here comes now the 81, Christopher Smith. Inside, outside, trying to make a run on Kreitz. And they're going to have to pit again as well. There will have to be a late race pit stop, as we're already starting to see that happen right now, believe it or not, on lap number 87. Here comes Ross Tatum on pit road, the Stewart, Virginia driver, looking to come down the pit lane to that Chevrolet. He'll get 4 tires and fuel. Money stop for the 21. Mike trying to go for an undercut advantage here for the man there in the 21 car, as he pits before anybody else. He is on pit exit. All right, battle for the lead again. Smith, Kreitz. This McCoy trying to reel him in again and get quicker too. All this going on here with another lap. Approaching lap number 90 and the halfway mark of this race. Not the halfway mark, I'm sorry. Closing in on for the home stretch of this race is what I meant to say. Hello. I think his mic's off, but I'm not going to repeat what he said. Oh, wow. He said, I ain't got no comment, man. I ain't got no comment. I don't want to say nothing to nobody. I'm happy to be here. No, leave me alone. We do. Got a little battle brewing here for that spot. Things starting to finally calm down a little bit, if you will, here down to the home stretch of this race as all this goes on. Now Hell onto the pit lane again. Camel, is it in you? The crisis. Are you using them? My brother used to torture me with that a long time ago. And it used to be like that. It was Camel. Here comes Kreitz on the pit lane, by the way. He gives up the lead. I told you he'd approaching lap 90. He'd come down pit road here. And money stop now for the driver of the number 46 Chevrolet. What a job for this driver, man. Just so happy for what Zach Kreitz has been able to do on the racetrack, no doubt. Picking him up and putting him down, and what a performance he has had for sure. So it's Smith, the leader, Robinson in second, Ogle third. And they're starting to peel onto the pit lane now as here comes Chris Smith giving up his position in the Apex Energy Chevrolet Camaro for ST2 Motorsports. He will come on pit road. The 81 machine here comes now. Tom Ogle on pit road. All this going on here with Robinson now, the new man up in front. Here comes the Miata Racing entry number 30 back up again in that top spot. And whoa, Rickard testing the tides one more time. Full speed ahead coming down pit road. Trying not to get busted again. For a lot of these drivers, it is the money stop. Rickard on pit road. Josh Robinson now giving up the lead on pit road. Here he comes in the 30. By the way, we never really talk about it because we haven't had a caution yet, but I do want to acknowledge our buddy, Mr. Brian Morehouse from NASCAR and Virginia811.com. And there it is. Not much to really discuss because the race summary has been this as we approach closing in on 35 remaining and 100 laps in the South Beach 200. Lead changes are 8. Big fat goose eggs on the board with 0 and 0 for total cautions and caution laps. It is William Duff the fourth, and there you see him right now in the number 1 spot because we see green flag pit stops continuing. The On the Throttle Racing team right now, first and second. And let's be honest here, this is exactly shades of what happened last week in Talladega when William Duff the fourth put himself in the catbird seat to try to pull an upset on a race that was honestly caution-free, exciting, intense, 2 and 3 wide at Talladega until that final stretch where they come crashing at the line and where Charles says it doesn't count as the big one because the checker flag fell. And William Duff the fourth picked up the victory. Josh Robinson on stealth mode now in the Team Miata entry, now in 10th. He's still in the lead lap as we approach lap 98. He is the fast man, 33.095. 33.095 seconds. Real quickly, I want to take a look at the weather conditions presented by Kaufman Creative on the bottom right of the monitor here. And if you notice, the track temp has came down some. It was in triple digits earlier. Sim time still air temp at 77. Wind speed still the same. Partly cloudy, but it's now 93 degrees, which is actually now 91.40 on, of course, SDK in real time. And that's presented by Cop Creative. And poor Charles, where he lives in Texas, they're getting ready to get hit by some severe weather here. Hey, triple digits, 33 laps to go. William Duff now on pit road. Ryan Lynch is now the new leader, his teammate for On the Throttle Racing. When he comes down to the pit lane, it is going to, believe it or not, for the second time tonight, cycle back around to Zach Kreitz, and it happens right now. Final network timeout with 33 to go. We take you to the finish from Homestead, Miami in the South Beach 200 next.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
Drag race to the line.
We're a racing family that you can trust on and off the track. Here at Hercules Foundation Repair, we are here to help with our free in-home evaluations and personal repair plans. So if you're looking for foundation repair, go online or give us a call to schedule your free inspection.
We're ready to go to the home stretch here at the Homestead Miami Speedway, round one of the playoffs. By the way, don't forget, next week we are short track racing. We are throwback scheme racing, and it's round two of the playoffs for the Stars and Stripes Racing League. And of course, the old school throwback 200 next Thursday night, North Wilkesboro Speedway. We will have it for you. iRacing on LSRTV. It's the Stars and Stripes Racing League. I'm Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten alongside. They're talking about some nasty weather in Texas, so if we have to wrap up posts very quickly, we will. I definitely want my buddy to be safe for sure. It's going to be overnight. A lot more bad weather coming, huh? They're just kind of giving you an alert to let you know what's on the way. How about it for Kyle McCoy? And there is Smith, 1 and 2. We had a change for the lead during the commercial break, and Zach Kreitz fell back to third. As Kyle McCoy has put himself in the catbird seat yet again to try to pull another upset win here. Sheer domination by Zach Kreitz, but is it enough? Kyle McCoy looking for his 5th win if he pulls it off, the most of anybody this year, if he gets it done. And if you're keeping count, Kyle McCoy with the lead, looking for his 5th win this year. It would also be his 32nd career win in his 128th start here tonight at Homestead, Miami. He has, of course, 71 top 5s and 99 top 10s. If he was to win this race, win number 32, top 10, 100, if he pulls it off. Over 20 laps to go here. In the back of the pack now, watching now Grattan battle along with Lynch. Grattan and Lynch now for 11th and 12th side by side. Lynch up out of the safer barrier. Getting high. Pulls down to the inside. Makes a driver right move on Grattan's car. Lawson will follow. Down to the inside again, to their door-to-door, back into the corner one more time. Jackson will follow in the 5. All this going on with Grattan and company. Lynch is there as well. Down that back straightaway. Single file down into turn number 3. This is starting to heat up now. 3-car battle. Lawson to the inside. Makes a move on Lynch. The Budweiser Litecoin 25 under attack. With a 4 on the bottom of Lawson. Lawson now trying to set his sights now on Grattan. If he can clear the Lynch car, can not yet. To the inside. Closing in on 20 laps to go this time by. Closing in on 20 remaining. Lawson. Good Christian Lawson now off 4. It's Lynch on the inside. Oh, well, and now we can say there's officially 22 to go. Thanks, everybody, joining us. We're getting more viewers as we close to the end of this thing here. 20 laps to go, forthcoming. What a performance by Christopher Smith. Hey, 20 to go. Let's fill the roar one more time. All these guys are all around the racetrack. We'll get ready to bring this to the checkered flag. Let's crank them up here at Homestead, Miami. First race in the playoffs. thundering back into turn number 1 and 2, and there goes the leaders, and 15 remaining here at Homestead, Miami, closing in on the finish of the South Beach 200. And all the while still up in front, Christopher Smith getting around McCoy. He's now the new man to try to pull an upset here to get a big win. Can he do it? Side by side. That's the battle for 5th. Bustler. Robinson, door to door. What a race. Robinson on the clear, down to the inside. He's got another run on him again. Bustler going to have to settle back and retract and try again here. The leader is Smith. Zach Kreitz falling all the way back to 3rd and less than 2 seconds back to the leader of Smith, closing in to the home stretch of this one. 121 laps in. Grattan up high, lost it on the inside, door to door for this spot. This is going on for 11th, and Jackson is in front of them. He leads the cavalry in that spot for 10th, 11th, 12th. Lynch right there on the bottom, along with Duff. Ten laps to go when they come to the line. What a performance by Christopher Smith. Putting himself into contention now when it counts the most. It doesn't matter what you do from lap 1 to 120. What you do at the end is what it counts. And Kreitz falling back to 3rd. Kyle McCoy, though, starting to pick up momentum. Starting to run down the 81. Chris Smith looking to try to get another win here in his career of the Stars and Stripes Racing League sanctioning body. Christopher Smith tonight is his 16th start with the series. No wins in his career with this series ever. 7 top 5s. 13 top 10s. This is overall the statistics of the Stars and Stripes Racing League. This year, 7 top 5s and 13 top 10s in his first ever win in sight if he can hold on. Single digits now. 8 remaining at Homestead. Grattan and Lushin, and he's in the wall, up into the safer barrier. Grattan in the 42 machine. Saves it. We stay green. That's the Saki's Pittsfield Chevrolet number 42 from Illinois, Jason Grattan. 7 laps to go when they thunder down the straightaway. The interval now almost a quarter of a second now between Smith and McCoy. Next week, it is on to the old school 200 throwback weekend at North Wilkesboro. the California 220 at Auto Club. Phoenix and Vegas for the 5 rounds in the playoffs to determine the champion. And don't forget about Thursday nights, May 30th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, the Memorial 500 at Indy. And these will not be your Xfinity cars at Indy, my friends. They will be the Hondas, the Chevys, the Delaris, the Indy cars, the Open Wheel Fury in their annual gathering. I think they've said they've done this for 4 years now, the 5th running of the Stars and Stripes Indy 500, the Memorial 500 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The world's greatest virtual race course in Indianapolis. It'll be a good one. 5 to go. Chris Smith in the lead. Lap traffic is peeling down to the inside, getting out of harm's way. Thank you to our audience. Thanks for everybody that's been joining us tonight. Nearing the end of this one. Closing on to the end of this one again. And looking to watch Christopher Smith possibly lock up that first career win in this series if he pulls it off. It'll be in the playoffs. Smith in front. Could he finally break through in the Stars and Stripes Racing League tonight? The lead now continuing to grow a quarter second as we still continue to watch Grattan and Lawson battle. That's probably the best battle on the racetrack for 11th and 12th. Meanwhile, your leader, Smith, here he comes, working off turn number 3. 2 laps to go, but they come to the line for the 81 machine. Smith is the leader. Ken McCoy run him down on the racetrack. Behind them, there's more lap traffic. 15th, 17th place cars in front of the leaders. 16th and 14th place cars a lap down, or at least gonna go a lap down. But time is also running out. Coming off of turn number 4, Barney, the virtual iRacing flagman, will finally get a chance to unfurl something. It's the white flag, the 1 to go, the CRN 1 to go. More details at wearecrn.com. Down the back straightaway for the final time. The Apex Energy number 81 for ST2 Motorsports. Looking to lock up his first ever win in the Stars and Stripes Racing League. He'll do it in round number 1 of the playoffs. Here comes the Apex Energy Sunoco Chevrolet. Christopher Smith is a winner in the Stars and Stripes Racing League in the South Beach 200 at Homestead, Miami. Flag to flag, caution free tonight. Kyle McCoy will settle for second. Zach Kreitz, the dominator of this race, falls short for a podium, and he'll finish third. Looks like Zach Kreitz was trying to run up to Smith and congratulate him, but ran out of time as they're all coming down to the pit lane. Let the celebration begin, baby. There it is, the beautiful looking number 81 Chevrolet Camaro. Of course, Christopher Smith winning here tonight. In the South Beach 200 at virtual Homestead Miami Speedway. flag to flag, caution free. Let's take a look at the results tonight. Christopher Smith again the winner. There's the interval back of 1.2 seconds on Kyle McCoy. Zach Kreitz, who dominated most of this race, up till about 25 laps to go, falls back to third, 2.5 seconds back. Ross Tatum, fourth. Joshua Robinson is fifth. Will Bustler, Thomas Ogle, Aaron Hale, Scott Rickard, Trey Jackson, your top 10. Finishing 11th will be Christian Lushin. Jason Gratton, of course, battled there at the end of the race. Nate Lynch and William Duff, last car on the lead lap. A lap down was Ryan Lynch and Mark Fish in the top 15 and 16 spots. Everyone else two laps down or more, including Tom Wizza, Zachary Smith, Mark Schrader, Josh Whitaker, and of course, Timmy McNally. One more look at the race summary presented by Virginia811.com, reminding you to dig with care, caution free, 0 total cautions, 0 caution laps, but there was 15 lead changes. A lot of them happened during the cycle of green flag pit stops, but that most important one was on the racetrack when, of course, Christopher Smith made the move on Zach Kreitz to go to the lead and never look back. His first career win in the Stars and Stripes Racing League here at Homestead, Miami. We'll grab the podium when we come back. This is iRacing on LSRTV. Welcome back to iRacing on LSRTV, round one of the South Beach 200 playoffs for the Stars and Stripes Racing League. Charles Wooten on production. I've been Wesley Outland with you. Let's grab the podium. Congratulations, Chris Smith, finally a winner of the Stars and Stripes Racing League. Congratulations. How you feel, man? Flag to flag here tonight at Miami.
Man, it feels great. This is a tough league, man. This is my first season in Stars and Stripes, and man, the competition is just really, really stout. And I usually find myself at home in the back half of the top 10. So tonight was a really nice surprise for sure. I was talking with Zach before. All three of us, I felt, were super, super close on pace all night, and made for a heck of a race, I think.
Put yourself in position, no doubt. Obviously, what was the strategy? Hang back and wait for that last money stop, if you will, the pit stop that really changed everything, do you feel?
Yeah, I think that from about the second stint on, I kind of got a feeling for about how hard I could push it. Took it probably a little bit too easy the first stint, and second stint, I feel like I had a really good gauge on the tires then, and could step it up just a little bit more. And man, on that third and final stint, it was I felt like we were just all in and hang out. This track is amazing in these cars, especially. I feel like it's a real driver's track. You can you can kind of step it out and let it slide, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, Bud, congratulations. Before I do let you go, man, thank your sponsors, and it's got to be special getting your first win here finally for the series, isn't it?
It's great, and a great way to start off the playoffs for sure. I want to give a special shout out to Apex Energy, Tommy, everybody over there for their support. Give a shout out to you guys as well for the broadcast, all the league admins and the league sponsors for their support of Stars and Stripes. I want to give a special shout out to my teammates, Ellis and Paul. They couldn't be here tonight, and I would be remiss if I didn't thank my parents. They're usually watching just about every single
Mom, hi,
Thursday.
Dad.
That's right, and they usually watch me. They're usually watching me in the back half of the top 10. So glad we could give them a little bit of a surprise tonight.
Ready to get his first ever win. Chris Smith again gets it done here in the South Beach 200. A big win for the driver, the number 81 Apex Energy Chevrolet Camaro for ST2 Motorsports. Let's go now to Kyle McCoy. Kyle McCoy will settle for his 100th career. Did you know this, Kyle? Your 100th career top 10 finish here tonight. Though you're going to come a spot short when this race ends, bud. Your take of finishing here in the number 2 position here at Homestead, sir.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. That makes me feel a little better about it. I was really disappointed I couldn't hang on there. Chris ran a heck of a race. I felt like when he got to me, we were really even on tires, and maybe he just had a little. He seemed like he was saving just a smidge better all night, and just. That was a heck of a battle. Maybe he felt like it was easy. I don't know how he felt racing, but I was racing it for every cent I had. And that was a fun battle. This place is, like he said, this place is super fun for drivers. And 100th top 10, that's pretty cool.
4 wins in the season, obviously. Your career wins in Stars and Stripes are 31, 72 now, top 5s. And again, as I aforementioned, 100 top 10 finishes in your 128th start. Go back to this race. What would you have done differently to make a run on Kreitzer Smith to try to get a win here, if you could go back?
I needed to qualify better. I started 8th, and that was I pretty much spotted them about 4 seconds on that first run. Zach did a really good job getting out and getting clear. I figured I would have a tough time running him down, but I think the strategy was kind of the overcut. I did it the first time and made up some ground, and then I, for whatever reason, went away from it. Thinking, maybe that run wasn't going to be long enough, and then Chris long pitted me by a lap that last time, had a little better tire left. So I think number 1, qualify in the top 5. That would have given me a whole lot better of a shot. And number 2, just probably long pitting. I don't know if I would have had the tire saving to keep up with Chris, but it would have been fun. Just start a little closer to the front, but that's on me, and I'll be better at that next week, and we'll go get them again.
Man, obviously, 4 weeks to go. Can you put everything together you feel like to make a run towards a championship?
Yeah, this was a really good start for sure. This is, for whatever reason, this track's kind of been my barometer in this league. In years that I've competed for the championship, I've run well here, and years that I haven't run well at all. So it's nice to put a good run here. This track has always just been one of my wild cards. So it's nice to have some tires left at the end of these runs for once, and put a good solid number up to start. That was huge. I love some of the tracks coming up, and I'm pumped about how I run in this car. And I think we got as good a shot as anybody. But clearly, there's some good talent in here that's gonna make us all work for it. So it's gonna be a fun next month.
Sponsors, man, for Cyhawk. I'm glad I finally figured out what the hell Cyhawk meant.
Yeah. So Cyhawk, a little bit of it's basically the rivalry game between Iowa State and Iowa, and we have we have a ton of guys in here that are either Iowa fans or Iowa State fans. So usually we have some fun and try to plop those on our cars, and we haven't done a good job of that this year, but we'll get it back going. So thanks
it's
to Celsius.
It's throwback week next week, so you can do it then, right? I mean,
we have some schemes for you guys next week. I'm so pumped. Scott, our resident designer, has got some amazing paint schemes, and we'll save those for next week, and you'll have to tune in and check them out because we got some cool nostalgic paint schemes coming up. So thanks for the broadcast. Thanks to the league putting this thing on the throttle. Verizon, everybody that runs this, and thanks to Nate, Brian, and Derek for putting this all together. It's a fun run.
There you go. Kyle McCoy, ladies and gentlemen, the man, of course, gets it done in the number 2 position, the driver of that number 7 machine from Iowa, from the Hawkeye State. There you go. 3rd place, man, Zach Kreitz from Colorado. Oh, have a Baby Ruth on me, buddy. The Kansas Jayhawks number 46 machine will settle for 3rd, but my goodness, Verizon 5G Fastball Award winner, had such a good car, looked like you were the Pied Piper for the race. What changed in the final 40 laps of the race after that money stop, if you will, Zach?
I think Kyle kind of pointed out to it. I short pitted there, and I think that's what got me at the end. But they were catching me on the long run anyway, so I figured I'd try to get out there and tried to set the pace and see if they could catch me. And clearly they could, and then I tried everything I could to get back to them. But once you get close to that wall on the top side, you're bound to hit it once or twice. That's what I did. But yeah, that was fun running with Chris and Kyle like that. Proud I led all the laps I did. I don't think I've ever done that in this league.
Yeah, by the way, Zach Kreitz has actually won in this series before in the history of the Stars and Stripes Racing League. But the last time that he won a race was October 12th, obviously, getting it done in the Talladega race of 2023. So it's been kind of a while, if you will, Zach. But you were definitely trying to put everything in high gear, if you will, to look for that second career win. Not to mention your 7 top 5 and 22nd top 10 and your 73rd start tonight.
Yeah, I'll take it, but it's tough to let a car like that kind of go to waste. You still got a podium. I still got a podium finish out of it, but you'd like to bring that one back home for sure. But that's off to Chris and Kyle, man. They stayed with me the whole run and got me at the end with about 30 to go.
I gotta say this. Man, it's got to feel good because normally some of the races we've called this year, you've been in the back or caught up in accidents or just frustrated, man. It's got to feel pretty damn good to have a car where you're up in the front and you're leading and you're competing and you're being competitive and definitely, making some noise, if you will.
Absolutely. I could definitely take some confidence out of this for sure. Haven't been in that position a whole lot, especially at tracks like Homestead or any other track that I run in a race with Kyle, and he pretty much smokes me. So it was just good to compete with him and be up front. And I'm definitely going to take some confidence going into North Wilkesboro next week, and then I like Phoenix coming up too. So a lot of good tracks for me. See if we can keep it going. With the way the playoff points are, it's going to be tough for me to win the championship, but I'm gonna try and give it a go.
All right, Zach, before I let you go, man, thank your sponsors. Good luck again, podium third.
Thank all the admins. Thank you guys for the broadcast. Thank everybody in the league, man. It's tough. It's made me, just being in this has made me a better iRacer for sure. And thanks to Kyle and Chris for a good race. It was a lot of fun.
When it's all said and done, it, of course, is the driver. Third place for Zach Kreitz, Kyle McCoy second, and his first career win for the man third in the points. Been consistent all year. The Apex Energy Chevrolet for MT2 Motorsports. Christopher Smith finally wins here in the South Beach 200. Next week, it is on to the throwback race in the old school 200 at North Wilkesboro. Enjoy the rest of your week. For Rocket Media, Jeff Stabnow, Charles Luton, I'm Wesley Outland. Good night.